We're back, y'all. We are back. It has been a while, but we are back. Welcome back to the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. I'm your host, Kojo, checking in from sunny Los Angeles, California, and it's a pleasure to be back. I think we've been gone for 2 weeks, and since then a lot has happened. Uh, what's happened? I've got COVID. I've moved a lot. So I'm happy to finally get back to it and start making this content. Let me call Kwame. 1 second. Let me do something real quick. All right. Okay, so I have to mute the thing real quick. All right, so Helen says, glad she's got a notification. It's been a very long work day. Well, I'm happy I'm back. I'm happy I'm back. Nathan, I appreciate you all. I'm very grateful to be back. I'm happy to be feeling good and to be settled in. And yeah, so my name is Kojo Sarfo. Like I said, checking in live from sunny Los Angeles, California. Before we get started, go ahead and let me know where you all are checking in from, and then let's get it. We got Marcos from North Carolina. Samantha, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Samantha, where are you from? Angelo Strival, I appreciate you, Angelo. Thank you so much. We got Heather from Pittsburgh. We have let me see, Montreal in the house, Manitoba. I think that's Canada. I'm not sure. San Antonio, Texas. Vancouver, Philadelphia, Michigan, Fresno, Byron, Michigan, Indy. All right, so we have people from all over Central. Oh, we got somebody from LinkedIn. Heidi, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? All right, okay, awesome. Hey, Leilani, I'm happy to be back. Where's Leilani at? Where's Leilani? I'm happy to be back. It's been a pleasure, to finally get to connect with my community. It's like today's title is called "Keeping Your Head Above Water." Like that's what I've been having to do, like pace myself, especially with having COVID for the second time. I'm a 2-time COVID survivor now, so I'm gonna wear that badge, proudly on my chest. But yeah, let's talk about keeping your head above water. Keeping your head above water it's very important because it's an underrated skill. So when people when people are asking for tips on what can I do to feel a little bit better, sometimes I tell folks, hey, if you can just maintain, you should be all right. If you can maintain, you'll be okay. And I was talking with a friend the other day, and he was saying, oh, Kojo, you get all this stuff done, like you're so productive, boom boom, which I kind of disagree with. I feel like I could be more productive than I am right now. But we're going back and forth, and I was saying, hey, as human beings, we don't have to be swamped 24/7, right? Like we don't have to be. Hey, my dog Pierce here. Pierce is saying it's been a long few weeks. Life has gotten better since your last live. Hey, I like to see that. That's the type of distraction I want. When I look over to the comment section, I want to see encouraging things like that. But like I was telling my friend, I said, hey, we don't have to be excellent the whole day or the whole week. Honestly, let's just take today, right? So today is what? Today's Tuesday, right? It feels like a Monday. But today's Tuesday, July 5th, right? If you're here because you feel overwhelmed, you feel like you're having a hard time keeping your head above water, think about the last time that you were very productive, right? When you were very productive, was it for a whole day? Like, did you have like a whole 16-hour time span where you were like boom, 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 and next day you did that? Like, the likelihood that you did that is not that high. I don't think you did that, because we don't have to be excellent the whole day. We only have to be excellent certain parts of the day, right? When it's time to step up, we got to step up. When it's time to rest, we got to rest. But we don't have to be like on the money every single day. And I think if people hear that, it'll be very helpful for them. Like, you don't have to, be outstanding all the time. Like, this goes with everything. This goes with being a parent. This goes with being an employee. This goes with everything. Like, I'm looking here at what Leon says. I've been taking it 1 minute at a time, sometimes one day at a time, if that makes sense. it's like life can be hard, but other days it's not too bad. Right. There's gonna be some days where you feel like you can just waltz through the day, right? It's just easy. And then some days you can have a day that feels like a week. You can have a day that's so eventful that feels like a week, And if you judge yourself, here's the thing that I don't like to see, but it happens a lot. So we have to work with it. If you judge yourself based on how you feel during a rough like moment, what it's gonna do to your self esteem is not really good, right? You're gonna feel really, like down. You're gonna feel worthless. You're gonna feel like your productivity is attached to your self esteem. So when you judge yourself on a bad day, likewise when you judge yourself on a good day, you might feel like a rock star or something like that. But we want to take it one by one, pace ourselves, right? And somebody saying that is lagging. Are we lagging or no? Like, let me know. Are we lagging or no? Because I pay a lot of money for the internet here, and I'm not gonna accept this thing lagging. Let me know. Let me know. My relationship is hard. Steven, relationships are supposed to be hard. So give yourself credit for the work that you're putting in. But there is a point where relationships, friendships, anything can be hard to the point where you question whether it's worth it or not. All right, so not lagging, not lagging. Oh, okay, all right, okay, so we're good. All right, I was about to say, I don't have to be paying all this for the internet, and then, okay, cool, perfect. Jacqueline says several things that I could have gotten done today, but instead I took a nap with my 4-year-old. We both needed it. So I'm going to go ahead and give Jacqueline the first official. Jacqueline gets the first official love of the show. Jacqueline gets the love of the show. And I love this for a couple of reasons. I've done this before where I told myself, all right, today we're going to be extremely productive. We're going to do this, and that. We're going to get all these videos out. And then I take a nap. Like today was one of those days I took a nap, but I felt better after taking a nap, right? We can't exhaust ourselves, right? So I think what you did is setting a good example for your 4-year-old that, hey, like, yeah, as an adult, we got to work and we have to like take care of things. But if you're gassed out, it's okay with like, shutting it down for the day and saying, hey, I'll get back on it tomorrow, right? We don't have to overwork ourselves. You only have one body, right? You only have one body. Sometimes productive is washing one dish. Sometimes it's keeping the kids to the other. Actually, I like this. Yeah, literally, if you go and you wash like, all right. So I'm gonna get like very specific with it. Let's say there's dishes in the sink, right? And you want to eat a bowl of cereal, right? If you wash the bowl and you wash the spoon that you're gonna eat with, and that's all you do in order to get your cereal, and then like maybe you crash for the night, and in the morning you do the dishes, that's fine, right? There's gonna be some days where you don't have the energy to do anything, right? And that's gonna be it's important to know when those days are. All right, thank you for asking. My day was good, but it was one of those days where I had to take one of those naps in the middle of the day. Uh Nicole says, yeah, no, today was a nap day. There was something here in LA in the air. I don't know how to describe, but I just felt like taking a nap. And I took a nap. Yeah, I feel good. Marcus says, hey, Marcus, Psychic P in the house. What's going on? What's up? The holidays always throw me off my routine a little bit. That's okay. Marcus, thank you for saying this. I appreciate that. Thank you for saying this. The holidays have been known to throw people off their routines. And a lot of people in my community, well, actually, I'll just say in general, as human beings, we rely on routines, right? And this is for everybody, not even my people with like ADHD or whatever the case may be. But we rely off of routines so much. So when our routines are disturbed, sometimes our mental health can suffer just a little bit. And of course, it was 4th of July. For the people who are easily overstimulated, may not be your favorite holiday. But we've made it past the holiday, and it's time to proceed with the week. So hopefully, we're doing our thing. Shelby, how are you doing? I hope all is well with you. And yeah, being on time is hard. If you can get somewhere like fairly on time, we should celebrate that. Tips on getting back. Hold up. Oh no. Miss Trash said because the holiday throws off, especially with the late bedtime for the kids, first time over a year. It's all good. It's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, the a holiday will throw you off. I like that's a reminder to me that my trash day might be off as well. Good reminder. Good reminder. You know, good reminder. Do you have any tips on getting back to your routine? Yes, actually, let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. So, tips on getting back to your routine. The in no particular order, but I do want to say this. You want to start off slow. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. So, my toxic trait. Anytime I take like a 2 or 3 week break from the gym, or whenever I take like an extended leave of absence from the gym, my toxic trait is whenever I get back in the gym, I want to run 5 miles. I want to be in the Stairmaster for 30 minutes. I want to lift all the weights the same day I get back to the gym. And then my brother had to put me aside the other day. He's like, "Hey, like, you know, it's okay to not run 6 miles and like just work your way into it, jog a mile, you know, and then get back into into the swing of things." So I would say, do not rush yourself, right? And give yourself as much time as you need to get back into your routine, right? Especially if you're coming off the holidays and there's a lot of people over, like you don't have your normal, like you'll feel like you're in your normal flow of doing things. Give yourself time to get back into the swing of things, right? I think direction is much more important than speed here, right? You want to make sure that you're going in the right direction, as opposed to trying to get everything back, like as if you're trying to make up for lost time or something like that. Rachel says, first holiday after my divorce was way harder than I thought. Threw me off my holiday traditions. Ooh, Rachel. So first of all, thank you for sharing, Rachel. Very sorry to hear that. And I'm gonna be posting a lot more about divorce. You know, I feel like my content, we're gonna get to a point where it's gonna switch. It's gonna get better. You know, like I'm gonna have funny videos. I'm gonna have videos that talk about, different things. I'm seeing somebody talk about missing somebody, procrastination, boundaries. We're gonna get to all that stuff. We're gonna get to especially divorce. And I think divorce is a huge life change. So like in holiday season after divorce can be very, very isolating and lonely. And you can miss somebody who you don't necessarily miss, but you might miss them because of the circumstances. So definitely want to pace yourself, Rachel. This is a huge life adjustment. I don't think people really realize how big of a life adjustment a divorce is. So please pace yourself. Groovy, my boy, what's going on? How you doing? Um, Taylor says I have a huge problem with, and I'll do some Q&A as we talk about keeping your head above water. Let's see if I can provide you all with some value, answer some questions, go back and forth, look through some of these comments. I have a huge problem with people pleasing. How do I build boundaries? I try to please everyone, and there's just not enough of me. Wears me down, makes me feel not enough. I'm so overwhelmed. All right, so sometimes, Taylor, this comes from I'm saying sometimes, might not be you specifically, but sometimes it comes from like a lack of like a scarcity mindset with friends. Like you feel like the four friends you have are the best friends that you could ever have in life, and you're gonna want to keep them at all costs. If it means neglecting your boundaries, if it means pleasing people, whatever the case may be. And keeping friends is great, right? I don't advocate for people to go around just cutting friends off. But sometimes if people are around you and it makes you feel a little bit worse about yourself, I would pay attention to that, right? And figure out, when you can get to the point where your self-respect is more important than the people who are around you, you start to become dangerous because you're able to like operate in silence. You're able to operate in solitude. You're able to operate where it's just you by yourself with your thoughts. And then like that, keep in mind, this is the hard way, Taylor. It's not the easy way, but this is the way that feels better. Like when you wake up and like you can like, walk with your chest out and you feel like, okay, like I'm a human being that's worthy of like attention, love, and respect. That feels better. So pace yourself, pace yourself. Any tips on procrastination? Sometimes you might not be interested in that thing, Aaron, but see if you can create like a sense of urgency, like a fake deadline or something that makes you have to do that thing, right? How does one cope when you were missing someone? Ooh, it's a good question right here. You have to do the best that you can, right? Sometimes it's somebody who you can't get back, right? Let's say the person passed away, or it's maybe an ex, right, or a friend who used to be close with, and it doesn't look like y'all can reconcile at all. But either way, the principle is still fairly the same, right? You allow yourself to go through those feelings and don't judge yourself for how you feel, even if it's somebody that you're missing from 7 years ago. Don't be telling yourself, "Oh, like I'm ridiculous." No, like we're all ridiculous. We're all ridiculous. Cheryl, thank you so much for coming through. I see your comment. Tips on getting out of my comfort zone. So once again, Jordan, this is something that we can do slowly, and I would recommend that we do it slowly, right? And especially for people who are, if you're overwhelmed and you're struggling, like if you feel like you're having a hard time keeping your head above water, you may be stuck in this rut where you wake up, you do the same thing every day. You're like, ugh, another day, another day. And like sometimes you have to switch it up. And getting out of your comfort zone is very uncomfortable, but it's actually, in my opinion, right? I don't have the evidence to back this up right now. I'm just talking, you know, my Kojo's opinion. I feel like getting out of your comfort zone is one of the best things that you can do for your mental health, right? Because when you get out of your comfort zone, you go to a whole new world where you're not in control of things, right? So now you're battling any inner anxieties that you may have already had. You're just really out here, doing the best that you can in a whole new environment. And as you start to crack the code and figure out, oh, now I'm playing guitar, or now I'm traveling a little bit more, or now I'm doing things that I'm not used to do. I'm going hiking, I'm going bowling. Like once you get out of your comfort zone and you do it with success, it's gonna build up your self-esteem, and you can use that self-esteem that you're building up to like give you momentum to try different things. So that's what I would say, Jordan. That's what I would say, Jordan. We can talk about out of sight, out of mind for those with AHD, like handling grief, missing important people in life. We almost forget. Ooh, so this is a good one right here. I actually wanna. I got a couple of video ideas about this. Um, you know, I can talk about this personally first. Like for me, like I'm very close to my family. Ticket prices have been expensive AF, but I've gone back home like what 3, 4 times in the past 2, 3 months. So that's the best way for me to see my family. But sometimes it can be difficult to even like remember to call or FaceTime because of what you listed right here, that out of sight, out of mind thing. Because I definitely have that. Like if something is not there in front of me, or if I don't have like a visual cue to remind me about something, I probably will not get to that thing. And I think it's helpful to have people in your life who don't take things personally. Like letting them know, or like having a nice, playful way of, them remind you. Like my mom will call and say, "Hey, so I'm here for my son." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Now like I have a reminder on my phone every Thursday that reminds me to check in on my family, and I'm able to check it on them. More than that, since I put the reminder in. But you definitely want to communicate with your people and let them know that, hey, this is how I get sometimes. By making an effort to try and communicate with you more and stay more in touch. But I definitely like I felt this one personally. And Steven says a lot of times all or nothing. Oh my gosh, Steven, I felt this right here. That all or nothing type of thing, especially when you have to do something. I'm like, all right, I'm either gonna do this whole big project tonight, all 15 pages, or I'm not gonna touch a single page. I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. I feel so overwhelmed that I physically feel tired. So there's not much going on. I have no time for me. Yet there isn't much time. Love your videos. So I think if people feel tired, like sometimes you can sleep too much, or you might not get enough sleep. But doing your best to get something that is sustainable for you. If your magic number is 7.5 hours of sleep, doing that, and also trying not to spend too much time in bed when you're not like if you're not sleeping, right, or if you're not doing the Mickey Ficky, right, maybe we shouldn't be in the bed. Sometimes just lounging in the bed, you can kind of conflate, like, things that we have to do during the daytime with, things that we do in the bed, right? And so once again, I'm just answering this question generally, because I'm not able to take into account anything else that's going on. If depression is going on, then certain things are going to be super hard to do, like even brushing your teeth, right? So I definitely respect that as I try and answer this question. And I was that way with my grandpa. My first husband, that's completely different. Other things about outside out of mind. Okay. Well, Shelby, it happens, and now that you know better, you don't have to judge yourself as harder. Ex wants to get back together. Moved on. Co-parent. Co-parenting. All right, so co-parenting is a whole co-parenting is its own life, right? It's very difficult. Look, it's hard to. All right, like I think I have to put in perspective for y'all. Assuming, all right, let's do this. Let's say I have a kid, right? Let's say I have a kid with the woman that I absolutely love, right? And life is great, and I'm loving life here in LA, right? Even with the woman that I love and the kid that I love, it's going to be hard to parent. Like parenting is like a full-time job. Parenting is always hard. So even if you love the person with all your heart, it's going to be hard, right? So now if you're co-parenting, you're here and they're over there from a distance, it can be that much more difficult, right? So a couple of things here, you have to figure out how you feel about the situation. Like I always tell people, if you don't want to do something, don't do it. But if you do want to give it a shot to see if things will work, professional help is very, very helpful here, right? You can sit down with a therapist or a trusted mental health professional, and you all can talk through some of these issues and figure out how you all feel about each other and figure out what's going to be different this time, right? And I'm not against people getting back with their exes, but I do think that you should ask yourself the question, like, what's going to be different this time? Like there should be something that you all should want to work on, right? Some should be different. What's in between bipolar and ADHD? I posted a video about the two of those today, and I'll talk a little bit more. But one is the mood disorder, which is bipolar, and one is the issue with regulating attention. That's the simplest way I can put it there for you. That's the simplest way I can put it there for you. Let me see. And Annika saying, "What do you like to do when you're struggling?" Great question. Thank you for asking. For me, it's anything, like literally, if I can wake up, let's say I'm having a day and I'm struggling. So for me, a lot of my struggles usually revolve around the lack of sleep. That's what I've learned. Like if I haven't gotten sleep, like I can tell if it's going to be a hard day. And on those days, I'm just kind of like, just pushing along, just doing what I gotta do, But lack of sleep is the thing that shuts me down. Like it just shuts me down. But when I'm struggling, I like to do anything, right? Literally, I'll maybe make a TikTok video or maybe drive up to the mountains, because I stay not too far away from there. Go hiking, literally something, But when I'm struggling, my main thing is I don't want to do nothing, right? I don't want to sit there and just like allow myself to think more about the situation. I gotta do something. Gotta get up. Gotta go somewhere. That might not be a day where I DoorDash or Instacart. I might actually go to the grocery store and like figure out where everything is actually at. I gotta go out. How do you make yourself get up? Okay. Let me make yourself get up. 1 second. Let me reply this text real quick. 1 second, y'all. Yes, sir. All right. How you make myself get? I like. I mean, in high school, I'll roll out the bed and literally just like I roll out the bed until sometimes I fall. I don't want y'all to fall. Please don't fall. But what I do now is like I put the phone away from where I sleep, so that way when it's playing an annoying song, I gotta get up. I gotta get up and I gotta do something. All right. Oh, Mickey Ficky. All right. So I do have to, Stephen, I appreciate you. I do have to bounce now. get back to the email. I should have gone so late. But before I get up, I want to do the what the I want to do the for the one time, I want to do the water break with y'all. So I need somebody to drop the magic word in there, and then we can do the water break. I like what y'all be saying right here. Keep my meds next to my bed. I like that. Like this is one. I'll put this in the video. I love this idea right here. Like make it as easy as possible for you. All right. Cheers, y'all. Cheers. Cheers. Yee. Cheers, y'all. All right, so I do have to dip out, but now the late night show we're doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays now. I cut down so I can stay on top of my schedule. The morning shows are on Monday, but I will be throwing in extra episodes of the morning shows throughout the week, especially as I get organized and as I get settled in. So there's a very good chance that I could still be going live the same amount of times, but in terms of the times that I'm committed to showing up here twice a week for late night show, once in the morning for the morning show. So I gotta get out. I gotta get to a couple emails real quick. But I love y'all. I will see y'all Thursday. Take care.